visual, by the way, animation. I think also we spoke about the
crowds,
living pitch and the crowd,
the living
especially.
pitch, all the visuals.
But that's visual. Today we're going to talk about gameplay, and you have great news because you brought the actual game with you. I mean, we are going to watch at the game, which is being played at this IGN booth right now. If we can switch to the game, I think we have already switched to it. We see the team management screen, right?
We're in team management. Team management is something, so if you look at what were the community requests on the past, it was fix the keeper, so we are bringing next-gen goalkeepers this year. That we're going to talk a little bit about that
I've
later.
seen that in a few matches I've played. The goalkeepers are drastically changed. We'll get back to that when we launch the game. But tell me something about the changes, because I understood you can give instruction to each individual player, right?
Yeah, team management is a complete overhaul this year. It's beyond just changing the user interface in terms of the UI, making more intuitive. This is one of the new features that Paul, the guy, is playing the game and is showing us that are called player instructions. So with player instructions is a new addition where...
So you say Suarez don't bite.
You don't get that far, but for each position on the field, you specify how do you want that player to move around on attacking, on defense, on supporting the runs. So basically, you might have the same lineup, same formation, same everything, but you change the player instructions and you can completely change how your team plays. So for those guys that are super avid gamers of career mode, that they really like to dive deep into managing the team, so they can affect completely how the team changes, and they can save up to what we call 6 team sheets.
6 team sheets. So you get. But can you also switch between those different team sheets during the match?
No. So you select the team sheet when you are going into a match, saying, okay, this is my team sheet for a cup game. This is my team sheet for like a not that important league game. So
can you switch it during the pause, the break of the game?
Yeah, going into game, you select what is the team sheet that you want to play with, and then during the match, yes, you can change the instructions, but the team sheet is a concept where so you have all these predefined set of things, so you don't have to be changing that all the time.
That must hurt. Liverpool without Suarez.
Yeah, so
Lambert is not the same, but they still have Sturridge and Sterling. Well, this looks totally different as well. We saw the audience, we saw their great atmosphere.
Yeah,
I think with the English competition, they did all the stadiums, right? All the 20 stadiums.
The Premier League authenticity we have this year is phenomenal. Really, we have the 20 stadiums for the 20 teams that are in the 14-15 season for the Premier League. We were able to go and head scan in all the clubs, so we're going to have more than 200 head scan faces from the Premier League as well. And in addition to that, you can see the AdWords as well. So in this case, okay, you see the FIFA.com, but we have a new technology for AdWords that are for each club on the Premier League as well. New chants, not just on the Premier League, everywhere. We have the Premier League overlay package as well. Visually, the game is really outstanding, and you can see the living pitch.
The living pitch. It changes during the match, but to be clear, that's only visual, right? It doesn't influence the gameplay at all.
It really doesn't make sense to make gameplay changes.
Here we see a goal of who is it? Is that a defender? Goal. Is it Fabregas?
We'll see when it's close by.
That's Fabregas. Yeah, he's a new kid in the team. Spanish. Well, what is he actually? Is he an attacker or a midfielder? I don't know. He plays everywhere.
But he usually plays in several positions. But he looks phenomenal. Look at that. One of the new faces that we have as well.
So this is an early goal. Liverpool is not stressed yet, I think, emotional wise.
Yeah, but I want to remark here of the living pitch. So you see how the pitch starts getting deteriorated over time. This is not a random thing, so we are really tracking every footstep, every slide, the strength of that footstep and slide, so the pitch gets deteriorated like in real life. Like there are many things that really makes the entire experience really immersive, and that's why we call the tagline this year of Feel the Game, because that's about it. It's feel the game in terms of the experience, the atmosphere, but feel the game in terms of gameplay as well.
There we have it.
Oh.
Did you see? Oh, that's a fault. That might be a penalty kick. But did you see the goalkeeper? I really like that because yellow card for Egger. Well, the goalkeeper was... I have not seen that animation before. I mean, he was diving through the ball. He did not... he wasn't able to catch it actually. There you can see that is new.
Back, but already foul. Yes, for goalkeepers, goalkeeper is something that the community was really asking us for.
And to be honest, yeah, but it was not. I mean, the goalkeepers in FIFA 14, there were like machines, like rockets. They flew to the ball, fast pace. It was absolutely not realistic, to be honest.
Yeah, so it's not making every goalkeeper like a Neuer. Like Neuer.
I mean, you would not
keeper.
even be able to play the ball around the goalkeeper, which is a pretty common way to score.
There are many ways, new ways to score as well. So for keepers, so there are three main things. So one of them is reactions. So if you check in the past what we couldn't do, so keeper, once they made the decision, we couldn't change the decision on the fly. So if there was a ball deflection or something, they couldn't react. So right now, if the ball deflects, there is a curve, the keepers can adjust their legs, their arms, so they can react towards every change of situation to try to save the ball. New animation, so all the saves look much more realistic, but like a new AI as well, the AI of the keeper, so they can analyze much better the situation to understand, okay, do I want to catch the ball, do I want to just grab it, do I want to go slow, running, jogging, so many situations where you can now score like a tunnel goals, which is amazing.
Well, this is a cool save as well from Peter Cech. Well, okay, that looks very cool, the goalkeepers. You guys did some other improvements, like the dribbling, for instance.
Yeah.
In what way did you change that?
First of all, we wanted to have like a huge attention on responsiveness this year, like a huge focus on responsiveness. And that's where, as soon as you pick the controller and you play the game, that's what you feel. So we've been showing the game for the past 3 months, 4 months, like to a lot of people to try it out and give us feedback. The first thing that they think is, okay, it looks amazing, which it does. And the second thing is, oh, it's super responsive. Responsiveness is not something that comes, let's say, as a casual thing. So we put a lot of emphasis. One of those things was the new dribbling system. So the new dribbling system, it brings much more personality into a player. So if you're playing with Leo Messi, that is like a left-footed.
He's like a mediocre player like Maradona.
yeah. So no players like those. that is super left-footed. So when you're dribbling with him, you can see how he prefers using the left foot all the time and only using the right when it makes sense. We completely model the contacts of the boots with the ball, like the proper physics for that we didn't have in the past. So you start seeing these situations where the passing becomes much more realistic. So it feels so good that it's the entire game. It makes super responsive. So you want to continue playing all the time.
What I noticed
shooting,
is, what I noticed while playing the game at Gamescom 2 days ago. I noticed that it's much more direct, and therefore you can have more options. I mean, you can threat a defense to go solo or to pass, but I don't know what you're going to do, especially in multiplayer. I mean, dribbling was not really a big part. It's not a strong weapon in previous FIFA games.
Absolutely.
I think it's a really a more dangerous weapon right now.
Absolutely, and it's not just about attack. So there are new defending things, like in the man-to-man battles, we have shared polling.
Did you also change the way of defense? Because I thought that I didn't see that hard tackle in the control scheme.
It is. So we don't change the control scheme, but there are new things. Like we have possession slide tackles. So in the past, the slide tackles were primarily to deflect the ball. But now when you slide tackle, you can recover the ball and then start dribbling when you're getting up. This is another thing that gives a lot of responsiveness as well. It makes the game much more fluid. And in the man-to-man battles, no, Paul is trying fancy stuff now.
He's playing on the difficulty of semi-pro.
I want to show you this. For Paul is skipping the match highlights that are really good. So we changed the highlights as well to make it much more relevant in terms of having letterbox, like a pause effects, and really telling the story of the match.
The highlights, but you usually skip them like you did now.
But Paul, because he's currently here, he wants to show us gameplay so desperately.
I have a few questions about FIFA 14 to FIFA 15, the improvements.
Yes.
I mean, a lot of complaints out of the community were like some strong weapons in FIFA 14, maybe a bit overpowered even, like crossings and headers.
Yes, absolutely.
I think headers you changed, right? It's not easy to score with a header.
Absolutely. They did two main things on things that they didn't become exploits, but people were abusing of, that we are the
I use it a lot.
our power headers is how they call it, and then some of the through balls. So we put a lot of
a lot of
emphasis.
through balls were really strong as well, and especially because the AI defense was not really counting on it. It was really hard to defend.
Yeah.
How did you guys thought about a solution for that?
It's fine-tuning. It's extremely fine-tuning. So we understood the problem, and we investigated what it was. We understood the problem, and we were all the time tuning those things and play testing. So it's all year long to make sure that the headers, the through balls, or any other case, or any other situation in football, it doesn't become like an exploit or a predominant way of playing. So everyone, if you want to play like a passing game, if you want to play like a speed game, regardless what is your way of playing the game, you should have a fair chance of winning it. And it's on the opposition to try to overcome, to find what is the weakness of that way of playing the game. And talking about ways of playing the games, we have two new mentalities. Two new mentalities of positions. One that is probably that we're seeing Chelsea is called park the bus.
Yeah, park the bus. Yeah, that's Jose Mourinho's tactic. All right, yeah.
Inspiring some of those things.
Yeah, I saw that there at the left. It's actually a mode.
Exactly.
It's actually, that's cool. Because the other one is actually like all-out attack. And I did that the other day because I was 1-0 behind. And I saw even the defenders in the
box.
Opponent box.
Yes, absolutely.
Like, what are you doing here, man?
So these are the situations, when you watch, if you remember the Champions League final between Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. So at some point Atletico was parking the bus, Real Madrid forgetting about playing good football and just throwing the ball.
It's a shame though, but it's in the game now. Is it actual? Is it placeholder? Is it really?
It is.
You're really going to do
it is in the game. He plays like that. And seriously,
that's fun.
The AI understand the context and start doing that as well. You start seeing time wasting as well. Time wasting not in the sense of taking time for having a throw in, but people like the opponent just grabbing the ball and instead of trying to score, just going on the sideline, going to a corner kick to catch possession.
Oh, wow, that's a great shot, but it's also a great pass, and that's. Hopefully you guys tweak that a bit because I mean it's so hard to give that pass. I mean I'm playing football. I'm not the best, but I'm never able to give a pass like that. And I think if you're not Pirlo, Xavi, it's really hard to do so. Don't you think a pass like that, with what we saw before the shot happened, is a bit too strong still?
It's in our game, so we try to bring a lot of the personality. So what we use is we have a huge database of players, and they have attributes for everything: mentality attributes, physical attributes, attacking, defending, etc. So we want to have a fair representation of what each player is in real life, but at the same time, you that you're controlling the players with the controller should be able to control your fate. And all in all, we think it's a fantastic game that accomplishes what we were looking for this year. That is about huge responsiveness, having a game that is super fun to play, being online, being with your friends, like we're sitting together right now, or a solo in the board. So we really have a fun game to play that is accessible, you can master. It's fantastic. It's fantastic, bringing all that passion for football. And then in addition to that, we have tons of game modes, so not just career mode. There are many new things that we're doing in Ultimate Team. That is
I play mostly seasons, but
season is good. And so one new feature that we have in seasons, that one thing that was annoying in seasons is that every time you finish a game, you need to set up everything again.
Yeah.
So now what you have directly as soon as you finish the game is play next match.
Okay.
So
I can revenge myself faster.
Exactly. It reduces the friction. We have something similar in clubs that we call round-based multiplayer. So we got inspired in first-person shooters, that you play the game and at the end of the session you have a countdown and then you are jumping to the next session. Well, we have the same in clubs. So you don't have to set up and everything again, but you just carry over and over and over. So you do what is the most important thing to use.
That's good. That's a good usability improvement. All right, very cool.
Absolutely.
So this game is only a boring 1-0 victory. You cannot expect more from Chelsea, I think.
Let's try to see the highlights now.
Okay, the highlights. Let's look at the highlights.
You see some of the emotional reactions.
He's annoyed. He wants to win. He actually scored. Why is he annoyed?
Well, Cesc Fabregas has always that kind of face. But you can see more the new lighting system that is physically based training, and this is what I was talking about, the highlights. Much more production value, like in real football. So if you were hearing this is intermixed with music.
1-2 combination.
Talk about it.
Almost had it.
You can see the goal, the reactions on the bench.
Why is Courtois not keeping? Oh, that's not Courtois. Yeah, that's Courtois. He's the second goalkeeper.
Well, we don't know yet who's going to be on the starting 11, so...
Czech is a pretty decent goalkeeper as well.
Well,
Tim Howard, actually, the US goalkeeper. Did you guys use him? Because he did a great World Cup?
He was in the studio, I think it was 2 weeks ago, doing like a mock-up session for us. Yeah, and it was great. So Howard actually had the record of saves in a World Cup match. And he's a fantastic keeper. Really, he's a fantastic keeper.
This is a really good player as well. This is Oscar.
Oscar.
He was only the one Brazilian player who actually played really good, actually, I think.
Well, you think in the World Cup?
Yeah, in the World Cup.
I think Thiago Silva was the key player for Brazil.
He wasn't there in the semi-final when they needed him.
Not having Thiago Silva against Germany, I think they suffer more the absence of Thiago Silva than Neymar's absence. That's fantastic, that shot.